Hello, this is Tara Sweeney with West Coast Industrial Solutions Magazine. I sat down with Janelle Ozeran, the Board Director and Executive Director of Ideaworks, a makerspace in downtown Fresno, California, to discuss Ideaworks. Here's how Janelle and the Ideaworks community would like to define themselves. I hope you enjoy this bit of our interview and that you can gain further insight beyond the article in our January to March 2020 quarterly on how makerspaces are revolutionizing manufacturing and revitalizing the workforce. Thank you for reading, and thank you for listening. How would you define Ideaworks?
So actually, Ideaworks was originally founded as a hackerspace in late 2011. But by the time we got our 501c3 status on paper, we'd morphed into a makerspace. And the difference for us, but this isn't how everyone defines them, is a hackerspace tends to focus more strongly on certain kinds of tech. I mean, everything's technology, right? Your fork is technology, but on electronics and modern tech. And hackerspace, and that means finding new ways to do things. It means taking the tools you've already got and either improving them or finding new uses for them. And so innovation comes from that. A makerspace tends to be broader than that. And obviously at Ideaworks, we think of ourselves more as a community workshop. So we have all these different kinds of tech, not just the electronics and robotics and digital art that hackerspaces might focus on more. And the first additional shop we put in was the wood shop, and then welding, and that grew very quickly to separating the 3D printing and laser cutting from the other tech, ceramics, textiles. So we, as I was saying, we think of Ideaworks as a community workshop, and since we are a 501c3, it both enhances and limits the kind of activity we can do here. So we are 100% volunteer driven, except that we pay some of our instructors. Other than that, we have no employees. We have a very hardworking volunteer bookkeeper, a very hardworking volunteer board. I function currently as both the board president and the executive director. Someday we'll hire an executive director and a bookkeeper. So we like to believe that we're a community, in addition to just having the shop spaces and the tools that our members can access. We have a community of people who can lend their expertise. We like to say none of us are experts and all of us are experts, because we all have ideas. So that's again where the kind of entrepreneurial and inventive stuff gets a boost, is that you can walk in here and see all this cool stuff, but maybe you just don't really know how to make your idea happen, even with access to those tools. Well, there is someone else here who would love to talk to you about it. And so we try to function in that way. And the community aspect of it is also that we try to do outreach into the community to bring in both new members, but also to reintroduce the idea of making stuff with your hands, which is something that disappeared from public education, 20 years ago or something. So to reintroduce that idea both to adults and to younger people. We are a makerspace, which means that what we do here is make stuff. It's that simple. But that community aspect of it is real important too. And I think, when you talk to folks at Root Access or any other common workspace, you'll probably hear that, that's part of the mission too.
That concludes this section of the interview. Feel free to continue reading the article on makerspaces or listen to other sections of this interview and interviews with other examples of makerspaces in Fresno, California. Thank you for reading, and thank you for listening.